Welcome. In front of me I have the TORRAS, and if I'm correct, this one will be the Ostand Q3 spin case for iPhone 17 Pro. The reason I'm saying I think it's because the label is in German at the back, and all I can see is the 360, so that's the only case that would match this label. So anyway, I'll be going over unboxing, test fit, just look at it, the build quality, or craftsmanship, however you want to call it, as well as just my general opinions about the case itself. So let's get into it. And now I do want to point out, if anyone from the company is actually watching this, probably not likely, but just in case, please make your case packaging a bit more clear on what the case contains inside, which version of a case. And as an example, here are all your cases. These are all different cases, by the way. Looking at a package, can you freaking tell me which one is which? Because I sure as shit can't. And I literally have a spreadsheet written of all the names. I have them sorted because the names are at the back, but as a non-German speaker, again, I don't really know what the hell is inside here, apart from seeing that this one is the 360 Ostand spin. Oh, well, actually this one is closer to English, but for instance this one, Guardian Mag for iPhone, whatever, Schwarz, whatever. Yeah, I have no clue. So I want to kind of give you a little bit of a look. Let me just actually find one. For the love of God. Oh, there we go. I guess this one will be good enough. So here is an ESR case. I can clearly see what case this is and what its features are. It's a MagSafe with a built-in kickstand. That might not be very clear for which iPhone it is from a package, as it's showing basically all the iPhones, but at least I know what the case features are. So this is actually a nice design. Just wanted to point it out for kind of the design department. The nice kind of clean looking box is okay, but like I have no freaking clue what's inside. Now taking out the case itself, have a, just get rid of this, there we go. Have a pretty vibrant orange case, and I do have to say I like this one. Damn. Not necessarily the best kind of color. So probably color could have been a bit better, but I mean, I probably more than a bit better, as the blue case right here, not the best fit, I would say, for this case. But anyway, let's start off by taking a look at the case itself. It does have some heft to it because it does have the MagSafe / spin case / kickstand. So it is pretty kind of multi-function. So that's pretty nice feature. I do want to point that out. I really like the design of like cases with the kickstand. This is a fantastic thing to implement in your case. Now, if we take a look at it, it has very nice surface right here. It feels very nice in hand. Also, I want to point out one more thing. Back right here is plastic, and this is rubber all around, and the seal between the plastic and rubber, I cannot tell that there is a seal between. Like my finger just glides over either one of those without catching. So this feels really nice to hand when you're holding it, as you don't ever feel any kind of like uneven surface, some like rough surface where it just catches your skin just a tiny bit. So this makes it feel much more premium, and I do appreciate this attention to detail. Now, another attention to detail is the buttons. These are almost the same color as the case, just a little bit of a different tinge to it, but because this is rubber and these are plastic, so it is very hard to match these kind of colors. So I don't really blame them, and it's still close enough to fit the aesthetics of it. Now, they are loose buttons in here that are recessed in the cutouts, so they do move, as you can see, easily. They do also cover all the buttons in there, And they also add this kind of premium feel to the case, as these are physical buttons in the case. I think this is pretty premium in terms of design. So in terms of thickness of it, it is a decently thick case, so it's going to protect your phone pretty well with a rubberized bumper, let's call it, and a raised camera area right here for the plateau. But this actually seems like a not as highly raised area. I think it's just because of the thickness of the case. So the case is a bit thicker. I'm not gonna hide it. But it is covering the cameras. As you can see, they don't protrude at all. So that's good. Another thing that I actually didn't mention, which I also should have, is the button right here. So this is a capacitive button that transfers over your inputs from the camera button, or from this to the camera button. So if I click on it, come on, so you can see it works right now. So yeah, pretty nice design right here. And it also covers the button, and it's a physical button that actually gets pressed down as well. Now, if we take a look at the cutouts for our speakers and charging ports, we have pretty decently cut speakers, pretty precisely. They seem to be almost smack in the middle, which I do like. Again, attention to detail. Something that I'm pointing out because a lot of cases don't really have that. Usually the speakers are very close to this side of the silicone, plastic, or rubber, whatever it is, while they do leave a lot of space at the bottom side of the case, just empty space. So they're not cut out super precisely. This one seems like it's almost smack in the middle, which, again, like I said, in terms of quality, it seems like it's they did put some effort in here. One thing that I don't get is why the hell is there a cutout right here? No other case that I have tested has this, and as far as I can tell, there is no antennas here or any reason for this hole to be there. So it's just here for no reason. That's odd. Now, I want to also talk about the plateau right here. So it is exposed, as so far every of their case has been. So I already unboxed this one and also this one, and as you can see, they all have the same thing. By the way, if you're interested in picking up any of these cases, for each one of them that I reviewed, there should be a link in the description to some affiliate link, and that would help us out, that you can pick it up. Now, anyway, going back to this one, so with the camera plateau right here, it is exposed, and this kind of leads to two things. Number one, this area can obviously get scratched easily, or maybe not easily because it is recessed, so maybe not easy, but it can get scratched. So if you tend to, for instance, drop your phone into your purse, just willy-nilly, just whoop, along with the keys, your pennies and other things, yeah, this crap is probably going to get scratched up. And I would probably recommend taking, I don't know, putting it in a separate compartment where it can't get easily scratched. Another thing is, when applying lens protectors, if you ever wanted to do that, here you're kind of limited with what you can apply. The bezel here gets pretty close, so automatically it excludes lens protectors like this one. So this one is a full plateau cover, though this one is designed for the iPhone 17 Air, as you can see. Come on. There we go, you can kind of see it right now, the rating. So iPhone 17 Air, and this is the full plateau coverage. They're the same ones for the 17 Pro, Pro Max, and also just the normal 17. And these have a bit thick bezels around here, from the camera to the outskirts of it, and obviously this would not fit on this kind of case because there's not enough clearance in the corners right here between the camera and the protective kind of lip that goes around the cameras or the entire plateau. So that's something that you wouldn't be able to use. So that obviously won't be available to you, but one that could be possibly available to you is going to be one that I put on videos on the 17 Pro, and those are the ones that kind of look exactly the same as they do on the iPhone. Just default iPhone lenses. There are lens protectors that look identical to this, and you can apply those, and there are just separate rings that you plop on here. They are small enough that I think they could possibly clear this area right here, but I haven't tested it out and I can't really test it out anymore as I don't have them. So that's something that you could check out. But one that will most certainly work is going to be probably the cheapest, most inexpensive option, which is just a disc. You have three different separate discs that would get either plastic or glass, and you just plop them on top of your lenses, and that would protect it. Obviously, this will not interfere with anything on this case. It doesn't need any clearance, so that could be one of the most safest options if you want to protect your lenses at the back. Now, while we're at the back, let's also talk about the kickstand right here. It is a little bit cumbersome to kind of pull out, as it is recessed in here, and it has this area where you just kind of need to probably use a fingernail to pry it out. Once you do, it is pretty robust. As you can see, it doesn't collapse or anything, so it is holding the device pretty well. It can be used as a stand, either horizontal or vertical, in either way. When it collapses, it does have this snap in, so you can see it just plops in there, so it shouldn't be popping out. And on top of that, it can be rotated, and it has locking points, so you can kind of hear that even. And this just freely spins 360, no problem. So there we go. That's a pretty nice feature of the case. I always love to see kickstand built into it, as it makes it just versatile. But I do want to point out, this case is one of the heavier cases I have unboxed for the iPhone, and part of that is because of that MagSafe rotating kickstand. Most of the phones that come with a kickstand, they have this neat idea of putting it around the perimeter of the plateau, which is a much thinner piece of metal, aluminum or whatever it is. So it's lighter, it usually doesn't spin, so it takes less space, weighs less, and gives you still the functionality of a kickstand. This one, you can also actually use it as one of those kind of things if you like it. So if your phone, tends to fall out of your hand, you always have this kind of a ring around here. That is something that you like to use. But I do want to warn you, it does add additional heft that you can clearly feel in your hand. So I think that's about everything that there is to the case. It's a solid case. Fits very well. It's one of the better designed cases in terms of attention to detail and just manufacturing quality that I have tested so far. So it is a solid choice. There are probably different colors than what I have right here, as I don't feel like this one fits very well with the blue phone. But still, nonetheless, a solid case. With the only weird thing that I can't understand is this cutout right here. This additional hole for no reason. Other than that, it's superb. And like I mentioned, for anyone interested in picking up any of these cases, links should be in the description. But anyway, hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.